Your mistakes are costing you wins. In this video, I'm going to be telling you 5 mistakes that all Apex players make. Number 1, this mistake is actually more of a life hack. If you aren't doing this, then that is your mistake. This tip was suggested to me by a friend back when I was playing Call of Duty. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need see-through tape or thin scotch tape, depending on what you want to do. Basically, this tip is putting tape on your monitor screen so that you know where your aimbox and your dot is while you're running when it doesn't show up. This can be very useful in fights because if you get caught off guard, you already know where your aimbox is, so you can start shooting before you actually aim. Now, so what you want to do is you want to click the Play Apex button and go into training. From there, you want to grab a gun once you get to that point in the tutorial, and once you see the box, do not aim your gun, just leave it at your hip and tape over the box outline. Once that's done, you're going to want to play it out a bit, see how it works for you. Now, if you want the dot, do the same thing, but instead of thin scotch tape, you're going to want to use the clear tape and just draw a little dot with a Sharpie, depending on how big you want the dot. The dot is going to help you center your aim before you start shooting, so play with that as well and see how that works. Number 2, just assuming that you'll run with anything is a serious mistake. You probably have a favorite gun. What is your favorite gun and why do you like it? Now you're going to want to take that gun and you're going to want to master it. This can include getting practice with recoil, learning how to laser your opponents, finding the right attachments for you, etc, etc. If you have at least one weapon from every category mastered, you will have a better chance of winning more fights. The more all-rounded you are in this game is especially important. A good way to know that you have mastered the gun is to play a few real games, some with the gun and others without the gun. If you are better with the weapon than without it, you have mastered it. It is also a good idea to compare it with other mastered weapons. This way you continuously get better with each weapon that you master. A bonus tip that everyone makes is not hitting the subscribe button. This way you know more about tips and tricks to help you get better at Apex Legends. Now back to the video. Number 3, never heal or revive in mid-gunfight. I have learned this the hard way and I strongly suggest that this be one of the tips that you take away from this video, if not the rest. It is never a good idea to revive or heal while you're getting shot at. Unless the team is hitting you from a very far distance and there is a 100% chance that they will not get to you before you revive your teammate, do not revive your teammate. The moment they hear the noise or see Lifeline shield, they're going to instantly rush. You already have one down teammate, you don't want to make that 2. Healing is the one that depends more on situation. If you have not been spotted, shot at, not being rushed, or in a location where the heal will finish before they're able to get to you, or they're distracted, you are in the clear for healing. If those are not the situations, do not heal. Just throwing a smoke down on the ground doesn't cut it, because if they're very close to you, they're rushing, they have a digital threat, or they're using throwables, you will get down very quickly. Number 4, if you don't have a strategy before you rush into a fight, you lack the most important thing in Apex: communication. Apex Legends is a team game since it runs you in a squad. If you have a plan on how you want to rush, this puts the fight in your command. My favorite strategy is flanking and power pushing. Power pushing is using the team's best guns or people to push from front or behind. The flanker should run in through the sides or behind when occupied.
Wait a minute!
The power pushers should weaken the opponents and the flankers should come in and finish them off while they're healing, distracted, or hide. Any strategy that you plan to use should also include communications during the fight. Make sure you let your teammates know what's going on. A good team is full of people who are cooperative. Number 5, we all had to read The Most Dangerous Game story at school at some point. If not, then you have an excuse for not knowing this tip. This story is about an elite hunter who has gotten tired of hunting animals and wants to hunt humans. I'm going to come clean and say I've read the summary like everyone else before the test, but I do remember that one of them baited the other. This is exactly what I want you to do. You're going to want to be the hunter rather than the human, even though he escaped, but let's just ignore that part. You want to be able to outplay your opponents as much as possible. Here are some ways that you can do that. Bait lifeline packages and supply drops. Everyone rushes to the sound of gunshots for action. So what you want to do is you want to shoot in the air, as well as some of your teammates, so that you can trick other opponents to rush to your location, but little do they know that you're already aiming at them. You can also use Bangalore smoke to draw attention to a location. You can also bait a bloodhound scan, but they need to be close for you to pull this one off. Caustic comes in very handy with baits since he has a gas canister and a gas grenade, which immobilizes your opponents. Mirage can simulate a person looting or running. Gibraltar can throw down his dome to attract opponents. Pathfinder can set a zipline to trick your enemy team to a quick way of rushing. Octane can run around, I guess. His running noises are already loud, but the launch pad doesn't really help since it launches the user in any direction depending on where they're looking. Hopefully with the help of this video, you can notice some of your mistakes. Let me know in the comments section some mistakes that you fixed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to help your teammates and friends. I'll see you in the next video.